Hey guys, what's going on? I thought I'd do a quick MomoCon recap here because I still don't have a video camera. I've been meaning to get one for like ever now. I told myself I was going to. I had all the time in the world, and it's nobody's fault but my own that I didn't pick one up. So I didn't really get to record anything for MomoCon, which is really too bad because I'd say this is possibly in my top 5 of conventions that I've ever been to. Just something about it this time was really cool. It's pretty rare for me these days to get on the plane and there be like empty seats all around, because that used to happen a lot when I flew out of Appleton. Now that I fly out of Columbus, that doesn't happen nearly as often, so it's a little unfortunate. But this time it did for some reason, so I kind of just like took some notes, but I don't know how much I'm going to be able to use them because the problem is I wrote down what we recorded with the Runaway guys, but I don't want to say what we recorded because I'm not supposed to do that and all. Well, I can say we finished Dokapon Kingdom, so finally that's done. That was a weird, crazy game, and I think had I been able, if given the chance to do it over, knowing what I know now, I think I probably could have done a lot better. I got on this gig of just putting everything into attack because I thought, well, it's crazy now, because that's the best you can hope for. Once it passes a certain point, you think I'm not going to win this anyway. Might as well try to do something that nobody's ever seen before. But little did I realize. Once I started, it's like I couldn't stop. It's like I was committed. I didn't want to stop halfway, and end up regretting. Because then I would say, well, if you put it all into attack, maybe you could have done that. You have two numbers. One of them's A and one of them's B. And you say, okay, I can bring A to 15 and I can bring B to 15. And 15 squared is 225. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's how the formula works. This is just how I think in my head or something. But then you'd end up with like 225 on A and 225 on B. Whereas if you just put all 30 into A, you'd have 900 in just A. And I know that's not how the formula works, but that's kind of how I think. Like, you think there would be a reward for putting it all into one thing. It's like when you put your skill points, skill trees and stuff, if you concentrate on one thing, the rewards are exponential. So I thought, well, just keep putting it into attack at this point. I could put it into other stuff, but you would hardly notice a difference. So I did that, and it remains to be seen whether or not it works out, but it's just a... So the main thing that we recorded was actually... how I can't describe it without saying what it is, really, can I? It was definitely... It's definitely a game that tests your ability to communicate and to pay attention, which, if you know me, holy crap. My mind is always running around all over the place, and half the time, even in the middle of conversations, I forget what was said. But, but on this one, it's like I had to put that aside. I had to be, okay, concentrate on the game. Just concentrate on the game. And concentrate on what people are saying, too. Because I guess over the years of Let's Playing, I've come to think of commentary as sort of... Videos that, don't have commentary get just as many views now as videos that do have it. I mean, you look at, long plays and stuff, tens of thousands of views on those kind of videos. I think it's some people, and understandably so, prefer to watch it without commentary because they just want to see the game, And so, over the years, it's kind of, in my mind, I think it's gotten to a point where, and I sound like I'm trying to justify something here, but it's kind of gotten to a point where I feel like commentary is like the second wheel. So when it comes, it's easy for me to sit back and say, okay, well, whatever happens in the commentary just happens, and if I don't necessarily catch all of it, then it's not a big deal, if, people are telling jokes or whatever. But in this game, we definitely had to be very, we had to talk about the game pretty much the whole time. We weren't able to really cut up, until Joe, I just hit the desk with my knee there. And not to say that that's a bad thing. I think it actually worked out pretty well. Once we got past the first, I'd say, 3 or 4 parts, I think I got a lot better. Because the first few parts, I was really confused about a lot of things. And I wish I could explain why it got so confusing to me. But it's hard to describe my thought process without giving away what the game is. It's just that when you think of building something... You think of starting at one end and going to the other. You think either start on the left and go to the right, or start on the top and work and go to the bottom, or like that. But the way you build things in this game is not like that at all. You start in the middle. Sort of. I've already said too much, honestly, I have. But, yeah, and that messed with my head a little bit at first, because I couldn't... I don't know, it messed me up. So anyway, well... But like I said, I think once we got, you know, like 3 or 4 videos in, I definitely did get better, I hope. I brought my blender with me, so I was able to make vegetable smoothies while I was down there, which is good. I know I could just use Chugga's blender. He's even offered for me to. But I'm just not really very good at blenders in general, I guess. It's like, I know my own blender and I know how it works and everything. And even the one that I have, it took me a while to figure out how to actually use it, because you have to turn the cup. There's like little spokes in it you have to line up, and then you have to press the cup down, but it only goes down like this much, and blah, 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 man. I'm just flailing my hands out every which way. I know I shouldn't talk so much about, like, Chugga's house, because I know he likes to try to keep things private, so I feel like even the smallest detail, if I talk about it, I feel like I'm revealing some huge secret or something. And don't worry, it's not a huge secret. But he does have a drawer with, like, 5 or 6 different boxes of tea. Like, there's green tea, there's, like, one over here that's, like, orange peel and raspberry or something. And I tried one of those one night, and it turned into this dark red. It almost looked like blood. And when I drank it, it tasted like unlike anything I think I've ever tasted. But I'll tell you something, when I drank that night, I have never slept so well as I slept that night after I drank that. It's got like this 4-letter name, like Chow, C-I-A-O, or V-A-V-I-C-O, or something, I can't remember, but I'll definitely keep an eye out for that one in this store. Like, I don't like playing the 3DS when I'm at home, because I don't see the point. You know, it's like, it's portable, that's great, but that's why you should use it then, is take advantage of the portability. But it's not really meant to be the kind of system you sit around the house and play. At least it doesn't seem that way to me. So I have these games like, you know, Contra 4 and stuff like that. I've tried, you know, to just play those on my own time, but I always lose interest really quickly because I don't like looking at the screen. I don't like hunching over it, you know. It's not good for the back posture, I can tell you that. I'm not even sitting up straight right now. So I told people I was going to play Final Fantasy III this time, because that's what I was thinking I was going to do, till the last second when I remembered that I still had this, Dragon Quest VIII. So that's the game I actually decided to play. Little did I know what a big game this actually is. It's a very, very big game. I think I probably got about halfway through. I got to, like, the fake final boss. Well, okay, at one point something happens to one of your characters and they leave the party. And that's just after the fake final boss. And anyway, I just got that character back, and that's, like, where I'm at right now. I just wish there was a way that you could point to a town on the map and have it tell you what town that is, because as far as I know, there's not a way to do that, and it's a little confusing. I guess I just need to learn the world better, but once again, now that I'm home, it's like I'm not going to want to play it, because I never want to play my 3DS when I'm at home, so I guess maybe just save it for the next trip, or maybe I will make time for it. That remains to be seen. But yeah, that's a very good game, though. I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed what I've played so far. So we did something a little different this time, and Chugga actually got a hotel over by the convention, because the convention, MomoCon, is actually like an hour away from where we live. You know, and because of how much of a pain in the ass it is, bringing the equipment and everything, I guess he decided to do that or something. So it ended up that actually John was driving his car back and forth from the convention. So me and John, like, got to hang out a lot by ourselves. And let me tell you, no offense against anybody who lives in Georgia, but holy crap. Drivers down there are a little assholic. You can't go down that highway without seeing someone, and it happens like every 2 or 3 minutes. Someone just comes flying by like 90 miles an hour, and it's just like, wow, dude, like, where are the cops when you need them? So yeah, but it was kind of funny because, like, I don't think I've ever, I might have, what I was going to say is I don't think I've ever actually ridden in a car with a Canadian driver, but I might have when I went to Calgary a few years ago. I can't really remember. But it was funny when we were driving, like when John was driving, and somebody would let him in, he actually did the wave, and people do that here, but it's always just kind of the half wave, or something like real quick, thank you, but he like did the full-on wave, he, like right here, something like this right here, and it was like a 3 or 4 second wave too, it wasn't just, it was like, he was like actually genuinely grateful, for the person letting him in. So I thought that was kind of cool. So when people say that Canadian drivers are more considerate, they are definitely not lying. So yeah, we had a good time. Good times all around. So MomoCon itself, well, I don't know why I wrote this down. I wrote down, had to pee. Because when we first drove up there, I had just drunk my vegetables for that morning. And I don't know why this happens to me, but every time I drink one of those vegetable smoothie things and all, it makes me have to pee, like, right away. Like an hour after I drink it. It's just, bam, I just gotta pee so bad. So I'm sitting in the car, and we had just gotten there, and there's cars lined up at the hotel, you know, waiting to get out so the valet can pick them up and all. And we sat in one spot. Like, we were playing Pokemon Go, and you could literally click a Pokestop, wait 5 minutes, click it again. And the line was moving that slow that I actually clicked the same Pokestop 3 times. That's how slow we were moving. And then there was like 20 or 30 cars. They were moving that slow. I mean, holy crap. You know how short the range is on that, too. You know, I mean, you're only 100 feet, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so that was annoying. But we caught lots of Pokemon. Lots of new ones for me. I caught a Phanpy. I got a Houndour. Okay, so back to MomoCon here. So what I think I'm going to do, actually, is all that stuff about Pokemon Go, I'm going to put into a separate video. Anyway, yeah, so I was saying I had to pee. I was sitting in the car and I had to pee so fucking bad. And we were sitting there in the car and it's like not moving. This line was not moving at all. It was just, oh my god, it was so aggravating. And eventually I just got, like, it started to hurt so bad that I started to, like, lash out. I'm like, dude, God, this hurts so. And then Chugga was like, dude, you don't have to stay in the car. You can just get out. Because at that point we were just about to the doors. We were probably like 5 minutes away from being, or maybe 10 minutes, I don't know. This really good song came on. It was ELO, Mr. Blue Sky, and I couldn't even stay to listen to it. As much as I love that song, I just had to go that fast. I ran in there and went to the restroom and sprayed, as I stupidly said in my diary once. You know, once that hour and a half or so passes after I've drunk the vegetables, then I'm fine. So yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and get to the gift part, because I want to show off some of the stuff that people gave me at MomoCon here. It's be like those old packages videos I used to make. This is like a little, I'm not sure what it is, actually. It's like a little storage box, but it's got a little link on the front. And I don't know if the rubber bands are there like to hold it together, or if it would stay together if I took off the rubber bands, but it like opens up and you can store stuff inside. And inside I have a little sculpture that somebody made. It says in the bathroom, and then on the other side it's so happy Yoshi egg. That's pretty cool. And then here are some, I mean, they're like perlers, but the pixels are smaller, but they're there's a thumbnail for you. Oh, I don't know. There's some stuff I've already taped up to the walls, and I kind of wish now that I hadn't, because if I take them back off the walls, I risk peeling the paint off. I get paranoid about doing that in a place that I don't own, you know. So anyway. Okay, and then someone gave me this. I don't know what you guys are going to think of this, but yeah. Someone literally gave me this. It's Persona 4. She actually included a letter here. I haven't read the letter yet, actually. I was showing everything off to Mom, and then I was like, hey, wait, there's a letter in here. There's like 2 letters. I suppose I could read this right now. I won't read it, like, out loud on the camera, but... Or maybe I will. I don't know. You always laugh at that close-up of Waka in the... Oh, yeah, in the Beacon Desert. Yeah, I forgot about that. That one where he's like... There, that's my best imitation of it for you right there. Thank you for doing what to do and continue to be yourself. I know, it's on my phone. Oh, battery's almost dead. Yeah, Yuki Mizuno. That was her. She also went on to win Throne Controllers. So, if anyone ever deserved to win that, holy crap. Yeah. Yuki Mizuno, how about that? If you ever want to LP the game I gave you, be warned, people will probably spoil it, either by accident or on purpose. So be careful, okay? Yeah, I'll tell you what. I get a lot of people asking if I'll play one of these. I'm halfway tempted to just go straight to 5. Like, oh god. I don't know, maybe, it's a big maybe. I mean, man, I tell you. Because I did watch Super Genius play one of these. I want to say it was Persona 4, but someone told me it was actually 3? I'm not sure. It was the one like where they went to the beach and all the girls got naked, but they probably do that in all of the games, to be fair. After all, like, you know, you can't deny that there is some level of motivation in that. You know what? We're not going to talk about that. Just when they made the games, you know they had to be thinking it. You know, or else why would they put these people in such... Never mind. Zelda Majora's Mask. I picked this up at Walmart. I just saw it and I was like, oh, hell, it looks cool as hell. Zelda Majora's Mask. It's a 3DS case, basically. So not really a gift, but I got it for myself. It's a nice little... The price tag said $15. And when I went to the self-checkout, yeah, I use self-checkouts. I know I'm perpetuating the loss of jobs to machines by doing that, but yeah, when I went to the checkout, it said it was only $5, so there's the moon right there. Yeah, oh man. Oh god, okay, we'll get to that in a second. I just thought of something. Take the toilet scrub brush. No. No, no, no. I also found this on the vendor floor at, it was only 15 bucks. I don't want to take it out of the plastic. It's like 3D though. When you turn it, Monokuma like looks at you. It's, oh jeez, boy, that looks weird. Oh god, he's crazy. Oh man. Yep, I'm not sure if I'm gonna hang it up or because I don't think there's a way to hang it up, but I'm perfectly content to leave it in the plastic though. I don't want to mess this up. It's just so beautiful, man. Okay, and then, oh man, check this out. Proton John got this for me. Contra. Yes. Contra figurines. Well, I showed this to my mom and she like totally flipped out. I think my mom has become something of a John fan because she said something like, I bet I would like him. I wanted to show, I need to show you the thing that Chugga got me too. It's like a giant perler Yoshi with, here, hang on, I'm gonna go get the thing that Chugga got me. Hang on a second. Holy crap. Yeah, that was thunder. Gee, that scared the crap out of me. Did you hear that? Oh my god. Anyway, I'll get to the Chugga thing in a moment. Somebody also gave me this. It's a mobile. It's very cool. Man, what if that knocks the power out, dude? I don't want that to happen while I'm recording. I'm trying to hurry with this. And this is from Chugga and Masay. They mentioned that they didn't know where this sprite was from. I can't recall seeing it either. I want to say it was Paper Mario, maybe? But no, I don't know. But it definitely looks like an original sprite, doesn't it? Whatever it is, it's got magnets so you can hang it on the fridge. It's very cool. So that is super cool. That rain is suddenly... Whew, holy crap. So yeah, oh man. I could talk all day about this convention. It was so good. So yeah, thank you to everyone who got me a gift. That's not even all of it. There's some drawings and stuff too that people gave me. But like I said, I got them hanging on the walls now, and they're taped to the walls. I don't want to take the tape off because I'm paranoid. I shouldn't be. Okay, somebody got me these postcards too. The Tonberry, the Moogle, and Chocobo. Or Chocobo, as I would have said as a kid. I was so dumb. I don't know. It's just, you think like chocolate, you know, so. I had some weird luck at the, I should say bad luck, actually, I guess, at the food court. It's not like anything fascinating. I went to BurgerFi and ended up taking like 20 minutes to get my order the first day. And then the second day, I ended up standing there for like 45 minutes, and eventually they asked me, wait, did you order something? What's your thing? I think it might have been my fault the second time, though, because they give you this thing, and it goes off whenever your order's ready, so you can come back and get it. And mine just didn't go off, and I was standing there for like 45 minutes. I'd gone through my whole drink. Thank goodness for the free refills and all. But like I said, though, I think that time it might have been my fault because I dropped it. And maybe I broke it somehow or something, but I don't know. They never got back around to my order, so... So eventually, you know, once they figured it out, they gave me a different one. I think it was a different one, but I'm not actually even too sure about that because I wasn't paying attention to the number on it. But eventually I got my hamburger. I ended up standing there for a total of over an hour just to get it. So I'm like, I don't know. So I went to Chick-fil-A the next day. And then there, pretty much the same exact thing happened. Like I put in an order, I gave him my name, and then ended up standing there while 2-3 entire cycles of other customers came and went. I don't know, I'm sure they didn't mean any harm by it. Besides, it's Memorial Day weekend. I do not envy people who work in fast food. Damn, my hair looks fly today. No, not really, but I really get so many compliments on my hair. It's like the one good thing I got going for me here, so might as well make the best of it. I don't know, you know, I dyed it green because I got 200 subscribers on Twitch. That was my sub goal. So I dyed it green, but I think I've gotten hooked on it. I think I want to dye it again. So I do blue or purple next time, I don't know, but it was fun, so I want to do it again. Me and John actually found this guy who was like doing some kind of like a competition where he had like just some regular old game set up like Super Mario Brothers. Like the first day was Super Mario Brothers, and people just walked up and they played World 3-2, and whoever did it the fastest, you know, like people do it as fast as they could, and they'd have persons do it with a stopwatch timing them. And then whatever time you got, they put that on the board. So it was like this board like 30 times up here. All these different people who tried to do World 3-2 as fast as they could. So I went up there and, like, not to brag or anything, because I don't know if that's really... But, like, I tried 3 or 4 times and ended up getting a time that was in the top 5. So I did tweet about that, so that was kind of cool. Then he told us that the next day, the race was going to be Airman. So you could beat the Airman stage the fastest. So I went back and did that, and I wasn't as good at that one. So I got like 1, or was I? I don't know. I got like 2:03, I think was my time or something. Because first Proton John tried, and he died a couple times, and then I went up there and I died 1 or 2 times. And then I went to the back of the line, came there a second time, and that was when I got the 2:03 or whatever it was. Because I remember John saying, "Jeez, Tim." I'm like, yeah, I guess I got kind of lucky on that one though. And then the third day, which I had no idea there was going to be a third one, but on the third day we went back there and they were doing Dr. Mario to see who could clear level 4 the fastest on medium difficulty. So there were about 4 of us going back and forth trying to get the fastest time, and then there was this one guy who kept screaming at Dr. Mario when he wouldn't give us the right color capsules that we needed. So there was one guy, I think his name was Jay, got like 1:05. None of us could even come close to that. I got like 1:23, I think was my time. I think that was like 4th place. There were 2 others that did it in sub 1:20, but that was cool. It was fun. Fun times. Freaking Dr. Mario. And then like me and John and this other guy, because one of John's friends, his name is Rush. He's super cool. Oh my god, I love that guy. Like I don't even know like what his online handle is or if he has one, but I'll have to ask about that because he was cool. His wife was cool too. And we actually hung out at the arcade too, and we played pool with each other. And, looking down my notes here. So at some point we actually played, and I've never played this game before, but we played, like me and John and a third guy played with Rush actually doing the bomb. We played Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. And then we actually did it somehow. So that was pretty cool. I never played that, but that was pretty... Some of those sheets, though, man, I'll tell you. There's like the one with like the complicated wires. Just, oh boy. Just looking at that sheet, I was like, there's no way I could do that. But some of the simpler ones, like the maze, I was able to do that. And like word association and who's on first and all that. It's fascinating to watch people play that game, because everybody has like their own little communication system, what they call things. But that was fun. We got a medal for it. I would show you the medal, but it's hanging up in there. And I've already gotten up once in this video. I'm not going to do it again. I should move my mouse cursor. Huh. So then we also did a Q&A panel with the Runaway guys. That was pretty neat. There was one point in that panel, though, that's so awkward to me. Like, I keep thinking about it and just cringing. At some point, like, a question came up, and the 2 of them answered first, and then I was about to answer. And, like, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden my mind just went whoosh, and I was, like, out of it for... Like, it's almost like I just forgot where I was. And I just went up to the... I just pulled the mic to my mouth and I said, "I am Tim." And then, of course, I had to cover it up, you know, so I'm like, well, I just had a total lapse of consciousness there. Then I asked him what the question was, and then I was able to answer it. But even then, I felt so weird. Like, throwing controllers was actually pretty cool. Well, I don't know. For John, it might not have been so much because there were some technical issues that came up early on. But then there usually are, it seems like. A lot of times it depends on whether the con is ready for a setup as extravagant as what we have to do to actually make this thing happen, or what he has to do is really John's animal more than any. Yeah, once we got up and running, we were pretty good, but up until that point, though, we were kind of doing this sort of Q&A-esque thing, me and Jawja, and I could do a little more than just kind of recite a couple jokes that I read on Reddit that morning, which is horrible, but, you know, because heaven forbid I come up with my own material. That would suck. But oh well, it was cool, and somehow they got me to sing that song, though, that Take the Toilet Scrub... The Majora's Mask song, as they call it. Or the Clocktown song. And I actually did it. I sang it. I was sitting there covering my eyes the whole time. I was so embarrassed. Like, oh god. Once I was done with the song, then I was okay to actually talk about it and say, you know, I was going to cut it out just so you guys don't think I'm actually proud of that or something. You know, I was going to cut it out. It wasn't supposed to be part of the video. It was stupid. It was garbage. And as long as you keep people's expectations low. I don't know. They had karaoke there, and like I said, I was going to go sing Hardware Store. I never did it. I didn't feel comfortable enough. I don't know. To actually, I mean, it's one thing to have it memorized, because if you slip up, you know, you can stop and think about what's next, and it's like, oh, that's next, okay, and then you keep going. But in the song, you can't do that. Once you slip up, the song it runs away with it, and then you have to pick a new spot to jump back in. You don't know where that spot's going to be if you're going to think of what goes there and get there, and just, I actually tweeted that I was there, and then come to find out later that Jawja and Masay went there to see me. But here's what happened, and this is going to sound so bad. Here's what happened, and I didn't tell them this. I don't know if they're going to see it, but what happened was I sat there, and I started, you know, and I was drinking some water, and I thought, you know, maybe if I had a Coke, I could get up the courage to do this. Because that's how it is with me and Coke. Like, I'm so... I've told this story before. I was in a bar once, and I was drinking beer. I drank 3 beers, and I felt like crap. So I decided, okay, I'm going to get a Coke. So I got a Coke. First sip of that Coke, all of a sudden I felt like amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. Like I could have done anything in the world. I felt like I could take on the world. And that's how it is. I don't know. I guess sugar or something? I don't know. But it's amazing that after 3 beers, like, beer is supposed to be the thing, that social lubricant, you know, that liquid courage, as they call it. But it wasn't doing anything to me besides making me feel apathetic and dead and lazy and half asleep and lethargic. And then the Coke just rejuvenated me and made me confident, made me, you know, so I was thinking at karaoke this night, I was thinking, well, maybe if I had some Coke, I would get up the confidence to go do it. So I decided to go looking for one, but I couldn't find, like, a place to get it anywhere. There's, like, this store that's inside the hotel, but it was closed, because it was, like, 11:30. So I, like, literally was going all over the place, up and down the stairs, trying to find a vending machine or anything at all to get a Coke, and there was just nowhere to get one. Like, there was nowhere to get one. So eventually I just gave up and went back to the room and said, okay, I guess I just won't have Coke then. I'll just drink water. You know, it'll be boring, but whatever. So, you know, but that must have been when Jawja and Masay showed up, was when I was out there looking for a Coke. So I was like, if I hadn't had to be, you know, if Coke didn't have to be so good, you know, because if I had seen them come in, I definitely would have sung. But because I wasn't there when they came in, so they thought I'd already left. So they left. And then when I got back, you know, they weren't there. So, but if I had been there when they showed up, then I definitely would have sung something. But so yeah, maybe next time. There was one guy there who sang the song "Snow" by Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know if by any chance you were out there, but you were so cool. He had like this hoodie that was just barely like covering his eyes. I don't know if it was hard to tell from that far away, but it looked like the hoodie was kind of like draping over his eyes. So it looked like he had no eyes, and even though his head was like up like this, it still was covering his eyes. And he looked like the Emperor, sort of, from Star Wars, maybe a little bit, but and I recall, like, at that point, it was while he was singing that John showed up, and we went ahead and headed home at that point. But just as I left the room, I saluted the guy, so I don't know if he saw me saluting, but yeah, that was me. And you were awesome. If you're, I don't know, what are the odds of that? Anyway, I just hope that maybe somehow, you know, because I was thinking about that as I was walking to the car with John. I was like, I wonder if maybe he saw me saluting him and got, like, a surge of confidence from it. But I will never know, and he will never know, you know, if it worked or not, or if he got anything out of that, what I did, my gesture, or if it was just totally pointless and I was just farting in the wind or whatever. That's the kind of thing I think about, though. It's like, I wonder, because people always talk about how the smallest gesture, like a smile, can change somebody's life, you know? And so it makes me wonder. I mean, he was already up there singing. He didn't need my help or anything, but it's just sometimes I wonder, you know, like, the smallest gesture. I need to get back to recording regular old videos here in a little bit. Man, am I sweating over here? Good lord, man. Look how shiny my forehead is. It's like I already got a forehead like a drive-in movie theater. I don't need a drive-in movie theater in the rain. But actually, like, I'm shiny. Why am I so shiny? I'm like Apollo Justice. I'm hair forehead. Okay, alright, we're not going to drag this any longer. So you guys, when I get a camera, maybe I'll need a camera. I just need to get a camera so I can record for Otafest and then the other ones. The what is it even called? Con Bravo, get that, and then PAX Prime. And those are all coming up like pretty soon here, like within months. Like they're all less than a month apart from each other, so it's gonna be super cool. A lot of traveling, a lot of cons. But it's very nice. I need to book my hotel for Con Bravo, actually, because I haven't done that yet. Bye-bye. How do you like my... I need to cut my fingernails. Holy crap.